Now drama during a heated council meeting in Port Allen.
The mayor there is the center of controversy.
She told you that. Hey, Miss Slaughter, come talk to us.
News 2's tried once to talk to the mayor to ask her about accusations made against her, but she closed her door. Instead, News 2 wants to know why she had taxpayers foot the bill for her trip to the president's inauguration. We looked for her again tonight, but found much more going on. News 2 investigates the Port Allen mayor, and News 2's Chris Nakamoto got an earful.
Well, tensions erupted in the two-hour meeting. One common theme: the mayor refused to answer any of our questions. Her aloof attitude left many people scratching their heads about the decisions she's been making. Tonight, our investigation into Mayor Dee Slaughter continues.
Order.
Why are you ignoring the question?
Hey, Mayor.
Roll call.
We have another meeting here. The mayor's trying to call another meeting. We have another meeting.
Well, she's ignoring these questions.
Sir, please. We have another meeting.
Well, this is crazy. The police chief of Port Allen threatened to remove me from the building for asking questions. It stems from a series of public records requests we sent in about financial information regarding the mayor. Monday, we showed you she billed taxpayers $2,400 for her trip to the president's inauguration. Tonight, she elaborated.
I made the trip to Washington, D.C. with Senator Mary Landrieu to talk about bringing more funds and more revenue into the city.
Slaughter even snapped this picture with the senator. So we checked with Senator Landrieu's office to see what they discussed. A spokesperson said there were no official meetings with Slaughter. Ma'am, you said something about meeting with Mary Landrieu. She has no record you ever had an official meeting with her. Mayor.
Thank you.
Mayor, why are you ignoring me? After we received those documents, Slaughter fired her chief financial officer, Audrey McCain. The council believes Slaughter didn't have the authority to do that. It caused this exchange between two members.
So that's why Mr. Audrey came in. I'm not finished. I'm not finished, Mr. Audrey. I am not finished, Ms. Lord. I am not finished. Don't interrupt me, Ms. Lord.
Well, I'm not trying to interrupt you now. You're interrupting me.
More documents News 2 obtained show last year the city council budgeted $65,000 for the new mayor's term. However, the mayor is not making that salary. She's making $20,000 more. Council members say there's no money for it.
That salary will run out by April.
Slaughter and the city attorney contend the council didn't conform to the law when the salary was readjusted lower last year.
It sends a very negative message to the citizens of Port Allen. I love this city. I have a great passion for it, and I'm really saddened at what's taking place.
Slaughter is currently making about $85,000 per year. The documents we obtained show she also billed citizens in Port Allen $113 for mileage when she went to the inauguration, even though the city pays her nearly $5,000 per year for a car allowance. Chris Nakamoto, WBRZ Balance News.
Thank you, Chris. And more controversy when the mayor appointed her brother-in-law as her chief of staff. He's Ralph Slaughter, the former Southern University system president. He sued the system when he was fired. His position in Port Allen isn't in the budget, and mayor wants a special meeting to work out his salary now.
A series of receipts News 2 obtained through public records requests show Dee Slaughter didn't pay a dime of her own money for her flight, hotel, or car rental when she attended the president's inauguration last month.
Who are you?
Instead, her brother-in-law, Ralph Slaughter, the man she appointed 4 weeks later as her chief of staff, foot the bill, according to documents we obtained.
I have no comments.
Why did you allow Ralph Slaughter to pay for all your trip to the inauguration? Do you still contend that the CFO approved that document?
I have no comments.
Take a look at the documents, starting with her flight from New Orleans to Baltimore. It was paid for using an American Express card in Ralph Slaughter's name. The rental car also paid for by Ralph Slaughter. And her hotel stay at the Hyatt Regency Crystal City was also charged to that same card. A closer look at the hotel stay shows she billed taxpayers $55.32 for a meal at the hotel, even though she still received a per diem that day. Mayor, should Ralph Slaughter have submitted the expense report?
No? Why don't you want to say anything?
Former Port Allen Mayor Roger Bergeron says he never used someone else's credit card when he traveled for city business.
It also raises the question of conflict of interest in that at the time these expenditures were made, I'm thinking that the timing is relevant and that Mr. Slaughter, her brother-in-law, was certainly under consideration for a city position. So, in my view, you have a conflict of interest there.
Some council members we spoke to say they are furious about the receipts we uncovered. They believe the mayor should reimburse taxpayers for her trip.
You voted for her.
Yes, sir, I did.
Bernard Christmas wanted a positive change in Port Allen, but is no longer happy with how Slaughter's first 2 months in office are starting out. He believes she owes voters an explanation.
Go to the people and talk to them and say, hey, if I made a mistake, I'm sorry. If I didn't make a mistake, I'm still sorry.
Okay, Senator, tell us, do you know Dee Slaughter?
I don't know any of the details about this issue. I've heard a lot about it with a local official here.
At an event in Baton Rouge Monday, U.S. Senator Mary Landrieu took time out of her schedule to set the record straight. Dee Slaughter justified billing taxpayers $2,400 for her trip to the president's inauguration because she allegedly had a meeting with the senator. She made that point clear on 4 different occasions beginning February 13th.
I made the trip to Washington, D.C. with Senator Mary Landrieu to talk about bringing more funds and more revenue into the city.
February 18th.
I did went, to Washington, D.C., and I did meet with Senator Mary Landrieu.
February 20th.
I understand that there may have been some calls up there, but this was a private meeting.
And finally, on February 21st.
There was a meeting? I talked with Senator Mary Landrieu.
Despite having this picture with the senator, Landrieu said this.
I have no specific knowledge of any specific thing that we talked about. So you're going to have to go talk with whoever is involved in that. All we did was have a party.
So that's exactly what we did. We tried to go talk to Dee Slaughter again.
Hey, Mayor, you got a second? We talked to Senator Landrieu today about your trip. You got a second to just talk to us about your trip?
I have no comment.
Did you meet with Senator Landrieu?
I have no comment.
Did you lie about the trip?
As Slaughter got in her car, she tried to get away fast. Now her silence is beginning to raise even more questions.
Just talk to us. You don't want to say anything to the people? Nothing at all?
People frustrated in Port Allen took their first step to oust the mayor. 2 filed a recall petition with the Secretary of State's office. Now, this is a copy of that petition. In order for a recall election to be held, organizers must get 33% of registered voters in the city to sign the petition. So let's get you up to speed. The mayor raised her salary by $20,000 when she took office in January. She took a taxpayer-paid trip with no records of city business being done. And she fired her chief financial officer, Audrey McCain, when News 2 requested and received financial documents surrounding those issues. A judge has ruled on that she was wrong. Chief Investigator Chris Nakamoto is here with what else the mayor did today that could go against the judge's ruling.
Today, she locked Chief Financial Officer Audrey McCain out of all of the bank accounts. But that's not all. She stripped her authority from signing checks for the city of Port Allen, despite a judge's order ruling not to interfere with the CFO's work.
The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He makes me to lie down in green pastures. He restored my soul.
An enthusiastic greeting Friday as more problems emerged surrounding Port Allen Mayor Dee Slaughter. This week, we showed you the mayor's salary ran out and she tried to get a 3rd check. Today, we learned she removed the ability for the CFO to sign checks, blocked her out of all city accounts, and issued herself a direct deposit for her paycheck today.
Tell us about your paycheck.
I'm only doing my job.
The council never approved you to make $85,000, yet you issued yourself a paycheck today?
I'm only doing my job.
Why did you do that?
Y'all have a good day.
Slaughter cited Statute 33404, part of the Larson Act, for the reason she locked the CFO out of the city's bank accounts.
Are you comfortable with what you're doing?
I have the right with the Larson Act and with the revised statute.
Nowadays, nothing seems to surprise me.
Attorney Cy DeQuilla is representing Audrey McCain. He's not ruling out an emergency injunction, which would be filed as early as Monday to block the mayor's move.
Good day.
Clearly, the laws are established to have that checks and balance in place, you know, so that way there's no mismanagement of any type of funding dealing with the city.
Good, how are you?
As for the mayor, she's bringing God into the middle of her legal drama that continues to play out.
He leaded me beside the still water. Yea, though I walk through the valley of shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for thy rod, thy staff, thy comfort me. Y'all have a good day. Be
Mayor,
blessed.
one other question.
Now, News 2 spoke with at least 2 council members who are furious over the mayor's actions today. They also believe this goes against a judge's ruling earlier this year. They could also file a lawsuit as soon as Monday to stop the mayor in her tracks.
So the drama continues. You're going to keep us up to date?
We will stay on top of this one.
All right, Chris, thanks for that.
This is exclusive video of payroll clerk Robin Ackerman and administrative assistant Melita Raspberry walking off their city hall jobs Friday. As they walked out, they took decades of experience with them. It's why Councilman Gary Hubble signed this recall petition hours later.
In my heart, I feel I did the right thing, and I'm very comfortable with it.
Hubble says a lawsuit he filed against Mayor Dee Slaughter with other council members this summer and attempts to have logical conversations with the mayor haven't worked.
I'm an American citizen, and I'm exercising my right. The only regret I have in signing it that I couldn't sign it 100 times.
According to Hubble, the employees at City Hall have complained about hostile conditions. Councilman Hugh Rivera expanded on why the employees continue to quit under Dee Slaughter's administration.
You dread coming to work in a dysfunctional atmosphere, and that's pretty much what's been created here.
Documents News 2 obtained from the Secretary of State's office show 8 people have been successfully recalled in area parishes over the last 30 years. People spearheading the recall effort in Port Allen say they know it's a tough process, but they say it's going remarkably well.
We saw a surge over the weekend with more people that said that they would not sign the recall for this reason or that reason, that have come forward and said, we can't stand back anymore, we've got to sign the recall.
John Michael Lockhart is leading the recall effort.
It was real fun.
At least 1,300 signatures are needed for an election. Lockhart is confident they'll surpass that number and expects some interesting developments next month.
I have every reason to be completely confident that we will be on the November ballot and that we will be submitting the names very shortly to the Registrar of Voters office.
We see black and white go together.
Wearing black and white as a symbol of solidarity, recall chairwoman Dolores Kibbe walked into the Registrar of Voters office, toting a 2-inch thick packet of signatures of people who want Port Allen Mayor Dee Slaughter out of office.
We got 250 pages to give you from the recall on our Mayor of Port Allen, Demetrius Dee Slaughter. All right. And all the rest of the Slaughters that go with it.
Registrar of Voters Stacy Ryan processed the documents, numbering and stamping all 256 pages. Security was tight and will stay that way to prevent anyone from tampering with the documents.
I will have a deputy on duty the whole time the petitions are in my possession and while I'm certifying. I will have a deputy escort me where I need to go. And the petition will be locked in a secure location, off-site.
Port Allen Mayor Dee Slaughter told News 2 she's disappointed that a recall petition was filed against her, and plans are in the works to stop it.
There are some counteracts that are in place, but I cannot give that at this time.
Mayor Dee Slaughter says she's a woman of God and she's relying on her faith to get through this hard time. Slaughter claims she was targeted because she's black.
From day one, you know, when I stepped into this office, the things that I began to do and try to implement, when you look at the vote, it went down the line. It would always be the 3 white councilmen voting against everything that I presented to that council.
But race is something recall organizers say had nothing to do with their effort.
Dolores, a lot of people have said this has been a racial issue all along. Has this been a racial issue?
What color I look to be to you?
Has this really divided the community in terms of race?
What color am I to you? And that's my daddy right there. What color is he?
What message does that send to the community that you guys are standing united?
We love Port Allen, and we hope everybody else do.
Now the sleepy town of Port Allen will wait as election officials try to see if there are enough certified signatures for a recall election. Chris Nakamoto, WBRZ Balance News.
Now, from WBRZ News 2, breaking news.
I have been elected by the people, and I will continue to take that stand until that day.
And that day was today. Good evening. We're following that breaking news from Port Allen where voters sent a message. They've had enough of Mayor Dee Dee Slaughter. I'm Rebecca Buchanan. 57% of voters decided she has to go. That trumped the 43% who voted against the recall. Slaughter can contest the election. If she doesn't, she's out of a job. And the mayor absent from election night, nowhere to be seen. Chief Investigator Chris Nakamoto went looking for her to get the mayor's reaction and has the latest on how Port Allen feels about this historic moment. His story is new at 10.
Well, this large group of anti-Slaughter supporters says that they will party through the night. They say they worked hard and hard work paid off.
We got our city back from a self-serving, someone who was hungry just to feed her pocket.
Both black and white citizens of Port Allen came together Saturday night to send a message that the city of Port Allen has had enough of Dee Dee Slaughter.
I was so unhappy of how she was handling things.
The mayor and her actions caused them to get so frustrated it led them to this point.
I have a daughter, and my daughter is biracial. It's not about race. It's about growing up here, living here 35 years, and keeping the pride.
Immediately after the numbers came in, News 2 went looking for Slaughter at her house to get her reaction. No one answered the door, but the mayor did weigh in about the recall several weeks ago.
Chris, I'm not surprised. I'm not overwhelmed about it. I just want to thank my supporters at this time. I appreciate the support that they gave me, and I know that they will continue to give me that support.
Today, Slaughter supporters said she was canvassing neighborhoods trying to get out the vote, but no one we talked to spotted her. At least one Slaughter supporter says they have plans on what to do next.
Well, we're going to start picketing. We're going to stop this foolishness over here.
But that won't matter as Slaughter must vacate office within 10 days.
I love her. I'm going to keep praying for her, and she really needs to be a pastor, not a mayor.
Now that Mayor Slaughter has been recalled, this concerned group of citizens says they can finally start working to try to move the city of Port Allen forward. Reporting from Port Allen, Chris Nakamoto, WBRZ Balance News.